Good afternoon. It's late afternoon actually today.
It's evening.
And evening. Yeah. Evening, afternoon.
It's evening.
Yeah. Late night. Late night comedy. Okay.
Oh!
Today is March 28th, 2020.
No, it's the 29th.
It's the 29th?
It's the 29th. I had a bill
Fact
that
checked.
was due yesterday.
Fact checked. It is the 29th.
It's 29th.
But today is Sunday Funday. We hope that you had some fun, some type of fun today.
Yes.
Miss Mason, what'd you do today?
Well, we had a very productive day. I cleaned out part of my garage, the part of the garage that's really mine and the kids, really just the kids. It's a very small portion, but now we can get to our bikes more easily and our gardening supplies, and we got a dog today. We are fostering a dog. I have never had a dog since I was like a senior in high school, which really meant my parents had the dog. And I'm freaking out a little bit. I sent a message to my friend today and I said, there's a dog at my house. I'm more anxious than, I'm sorry, this is supposed to be Sunday Fun Day, but I'm freaking out.
This is really therapy session for Miss Mason.
I'm more anxious than when I bought my first car. But the dog is super cute. He's super cute, and he's a good little puppy. So
his name is Paxel, and
his name is Axel.
Paxel.
And he is a good dog. He's a great dog. He is
Yeah.
a great dog. My kids love him. I'm a little nervous, but I'll be okay. But it was fun. Like, we had a fun day on this Sunday Fun Day. My kids played with the dog all day long.
Sounds great.
What'd you do, Mr. Hood?
We went to Rodburn yesterday.
Yeah, I love Rodburn.
And we've gone on a bunch of bike rides.
Where'd you go to the bike ride this morning? Hi, Cat.
Well, we tried to go to Twin Knobs, but I learned today that you cannot. Yesterday was Appreciate Your Cat Day. It's a 2-day thing. Okay. So anyway, come on, Scott. Anyway,
Denied.
you could not go unless you're camping. So just news for everybody: they've shut most of the parks down. The campground, you can camp there, you just can't ride your bike or walk or anything like that, and because of the virus. Okay. Also did some yard work this weekend. It was super nice. Played with my kids, but I did do some yard work, and I pulled some weeds. And if you pulled weeds this weekend, you didn't know this, but you were celebrating National Weeds Appreciation Day. Okay, and your parents probably had you what?
No, go on. I wasn't going to interrupt you, but I have something to ask.
Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say, is that what you were doing when you were sitting in
The mud.
the grass and like ferociously like scratching?
I was pulling up dead crabgrass out of my yard, but
cool.
I did pull some weeds out of the flower bed. So, and this is important for us to know about weeds because National Weed Appreciation Day on March 28th each year reminds us that some weeds are beneficial to us and our ecosystem. Humans have used weeds for food and as herbs for much of recorded history. Some are edible and nutritious, while other weeds have medical value.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I really am. Sorry. It's just
So, if you pulled weeds, you were celebrating that day. And parents, if you made your kids pull weeds or they didn't pull weeds, you can go back and make them pull weeds.
I'm laughing because it's still, you said 28th of March. That was yesterday. So this whole
Yeah,
day
I thought
you
today
think
was
it's the
28th.
29th.
So, one popular weed that you know is probably the dandelion.
Oh, I know dandelions. I do.
And dandelions are important. The root of dandelions are important. They have been used for years for stomach and liver conditions. I hope that dog eats a hole in your fence tonight. Heartburn, acne, and helps people reduce the symptoms from if they're diabetic. Okay?
Does it help with adult acne?
Maybe. It just says, I thought something was creeping up on me. It just says acne. It doesn't say adult. But I would imagine it would help everybody.
You just have to eat the leaves?
The root.
Oh.
I don't think...
That root is long.
I don't think that you eat the plant or the root. I think a lot of people, you soak it or you soak in like hot water and you make tea.
I think you can eat the leaves in salad.
Yeah, I've heard some people do that. Do not do that unless you have parental
true story.
permission.
Yes.
A bunch of kids get sick because they're eating
Sorry.
dandelions.
Okay, sorry.
That's their salad.
You know what? You want to hear a funny story?
What?
Okay, so one time when I was young, my dad I just remember this is a good story. So my dad told me that if I went out, he would give me a penny for every single dandelion that I picked. So 1 penny for every dandelion. Now this was like years and years ago, so it was really like probably worth a quarter back then. So I picked, guess how many I picked?
10.
No.
100.
No.
150.
No.
300.
1,600. So I had 3 5-gallon buckets full of dandelions, and my hands were stained yellow. So when I went back
Child
in,
labor.
he said, how many did you pick? And I said 1,600, and he didn't even have enough money in his wallet because he didn't think I would pick that many.
Did he ever pay you?
Yeah, he did. He had to pay me in like installments because he had to go to the bank, but he paid me. 1,600 dandelions.
Back in the day when you went to the bank on horseback.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Anyway, another national day is National Mom and Pop Business Owner Day. And I kind of skipped this segment. We'll come back to you, Miss Mason.
Okay, you're fine.
Lots of people call it Small Business Day. And it's a big deal, especially with the virus, because this has really hurt, or it's going to hurt several people's small businesses. You know, if they can't shop there, they can't go into places. Even restaurants can be considered a small business.
Those individuals, they that's their livelihood, that's their job. Like they own it. So there are some things that you can do to help small business owners. You can get gift certificates.
You could get gift certificates. You can share your good experiences about their business. You could be a repeat customer. And one of the things, I know some of you may be looking for things you can do. You can actually pretend to run your own small business. It talked about how that's a good way for parents to teach kids about money and setting up a business and those types of things. So, fun stuff today. All right, now we're gonna come back to important days, but then we're gonna go back to the word of the day.
Okay, so excuse me. The word of the day really has nothing to do with anything else we're talking about, but it happened to be Webster's word of the day.
Because she's worried about this dog all day. She didn't have time to
That
play
is a
him.
true story. I'm very stressed out about it. Actually, no, never mind. I shouldn't say that. Okay, this word is an adjective, and you say it, it's quixotic. 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 And it means foolishly impractical. Maybe
getting the dog was impractical for you.
For me, not for my children or my husband. I'm just not. I don't know. It also, another meaning is capricious, which was a word of the day a couple days ago, or unpredictable. And for those of you who are into literary works of art, like classical or classic novels, Don Quixote, if you're like, whoa, thinking about how quixotic is spelled, if you think, wow, if you guessed that quixotic has something to do with Don Quixote, you are correct. So Don Quixote was a book a character in a book where he was this like dude. I think he was a knight, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't a knight. But he was a guy, and he read all these books, and he got all these notions, like, and ideals that were kind of, like, crazy. They called them chivalrous. And so he was like, I'm going out, I'm taking my sword and my lance, and I'm going to save the world. And it didn't really turn out so well because some of his ideas were very impractical. So I don't know if I've ever read that book. I think I may have been supposed to read it, but I don't know. Or I'm just so old that I've forgotten, which is probably the case.
Truth.
That's my word of the day. That's all I got for you.
What are some of the other words that we've had?
Cachinnating.
Cachinnating.
I can't stop cachinnating.
What's another word?
Capricious.
Capricious.
Deciduous.
Deciduous. We've had 10 words of the day, and you can only remember 4.
It's because it's 8:30 at night.
You really ought to.
I got a dog today. I can't think of anything else.
You ought to be trying to build and use those words as vocabulary. So maybe we should review those. Since you forgot, I bet they forgot.
What did you remember?
Cachinnating.
I already said that.
I don't do the word of the day.
But what else did you remember? Because so far I remembered all of them that I remember, and you've remembered that.
What was the one about? I don't know.
Tell me what they mean, and I can tell you the word.
We were in the Playhouse episode.
Well, that doesn't help. I need to know the definition.
We were acting goofy. Oh, it was National Goofy Day.
Goof off day, yes.
But there was a word to go with that?
I can't remember.
Okay, so we're going to review tomorrow on our segment
of
all the words that we did.
Yes.
Okay, but to serious business. Another
Oh, yeah, this
national day is National Vietnam War Veterans Day. We have a Veterans Day for all veterans.
Yep.
At one point during the year.
November the 11th.
November the 11th.
There you go.
No, I was afraid I'd say it wrong, but
It's okay. I got you.
anyway, but this one is specifically for those that served during Vietnam. And Vietnam War lasted from, I didn't know this, that it lasted almost 20 years.
I didn't know that either.
It lasted actually 19 years and 180 days to be exact. But it lasted from November 1st of 1955 to April 30th, 1975.
Wow.
And almost a little over 58,000 soldiers died during that period from U.S. soldiers.
Was that the besides like World War II? Did it have a? Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say to have the highest death rate, but
I don't know. I don't know where it falls in. So, we need to remember those veterans. We thank all veterans, as always, for their service, and those still serving for their continued service as well. Anything else?
No.
Are you making fun of me?
No.
Also,
I just have to say that Mr. Hood spent forever putting all these lights up, and then he just decided to wear them. Okay, so
we try to have these lights up, all hanging up, but they are.
We won't film at night anymore. We were trying to be more social.
We've got this lamp and that lamp.
It's hard to see.
And a cat.
And our clipboards. And I have a dog in my house. Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow, important.
Yes.
You have to pick up you have to drop off your completed NTI packet tomorrow or Tuesday
from 9 to
5. And if you do not have internet access at home or do not have reliable devices, you can pick up a
packet.
Thank you. For the
next 2 weeks.
Yes. If you do have reliable internet and a reliable device, then you will log on to Google Classroom or at least go to your teacher's website and get information on how to complete that NTI work online.
Yes. And so you need to be, I know it is 8:44, so some of you should be trying to go to bed and considering this to be the night before school, even though it doesn't feel like you're going to school, because you're not going to school tomorrow, to a building actually, but you should be getting up bright and early, getting some good food to eat, making sure you eat breakfast, getting up way before 9 o'clock or noon. I know I've talked to some parents and they're like, my kid doesn't get up until noon or 1 o'clock.
The day is over by then, kids. The day is over.
You need to get up early in the morning, get going, go for a walk.
Yeah.
I know some of you, because I live near some of you, are not been out of your house a whole lot, so you need to get out because I'm watching you, and you need to ride a bike or go for a walk or play with your siblings or
play
come
with your
mow my grass. Any of those types of things.
Come pull the weeds out of his bed.
So.
One really quickly thing, another thing. We, Round County Middle School teachers and educators, administrative staff, all those good people, they created a little video for you to watch. Mm-hmm. Have you watched that, Mr.
I have watched it.
Super cute.
Starring me. I'm the star of the show.
No, we had to put him at the end so everybody would keep watching.
Because I'm the best.
But you need to watch it because your teachers miss you, and that was just a small token of us showing what we missed about school or our students. So, you know what? We didn't say what day it was because probably I don't know how to count beyond 10 in Spanish.
Oh, no, it's not a day because it's a bonus
day.
That's
right. That's Sunday Funday.
All right. Well, that's it. 2 crazy teachers signing out in the dark.
Bye, kiddos.
At 8:40.
This is what we do. Whoa. I'll fade it to black. Ugh.